How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggy with It. Today we're going to open something a little bit different than we normally do. If you watched our recent channel update, which was our 1,000 subscriber video opening thing, we decided we're going to start playing some board games, some more two-player cooperative things for me and Audrey. I mean, that's the reason I got into Pokemon in the first place, was so that way we could play the Pokemon TCG together. So the first game that you guys voted on was Marvel United. Normally we should have these opening videos up before we let you guys vote on it. But of course, we had already played this and we hadn't made that announcement yet. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through the game just for some of you that may not be aware of what this game was. I, for one, was not aware of many board games that are out on the market now. I was not aware that there's this huge board game hobby. You look on YouTube now, and I'm addicted to watching all these other channels. There's tons and tons of board games, Kickstarter, there's GameFound, there's tons of different backing type entities, and that's where this game came from. So it comes from Cool Mini or Not, CMON, and of course they teamed up with Spin Master, which I don't know if that's because of the style or if maybe Spin Master might have the game rights to Marvel. I've not looked that up, but it is called Marvel United. So this is the base box. I did go ahead and I missed the backer one Kickstarter, but I did find a pretty good price. Not really. I paid about $100 more than the Kickstarter price almost to get the full kit and caboodle. So that way we would have that to go online, which has all the expansions, all the extra characters, which a lot were Kickstarter exclusive. And that's really why I had to go with the Kickstarter and had to pay that, because I am a Marvel fan. More than DC, more than anything else. I'm a Marvel fan, love Marvel. From way back in the day with the comics, the X-Men animated series. Speaking of which, the next expansion that they've hinted at is supposed to be X-Men. So that will most likely be a Kickstarter, of course. We'll let you guys know. But let's go ahead and get into this box. It is designed for a younger audience. You can tell by the art style, of course, here. It is a little bit more of the chibi, kid-type friendly. It is available in Walmart, Target, and online. For $30. It's not that bad. I'll have a link to Amazon below if you want to support the channel. So it is for up to 4 players. I don't know. You might be able to expand it to 6. I read online somebody said they changed the rules just a little bit to make it work for 6 players. So you may be able to do that as well. The first thing you get, of course, is the rule book. And it is in both UK English and regular English. But here you go. So you have 3 bad guys and then the main champions. This is the Walmart box. I don't know what I'm going to do with it because I'm going to get another one that has all the other characters. But this is the Walmart box, so it comes with Venom as an exclusive figure. The Target box comes with Wasp as the exclusive figure. Amazon had an exclusive set, I think, when it first launched, but I don't know if that's on there or not. So the way the game works is you set up a board with these cards. So you have these little cards, and there are, I think, 8 in the initial set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's 8 cards in the initial set. And you set up the board in a circle. So you just kind of lay these around in a circle. The bad guy will be in the middle. Your characters will move around. And the game revolves around completing missions, which may include getting rid of villains or saving civilians. Sometimes there are special cards, I'll show them to you, that basically lets you have a henchman or some kind of ability that goes over this little spot. And then you can unlock that and you get this special ability. Once you complete the tasks or complete the cards, then you see these little skulls. Those are your mission trackers. And once they're completed, then you can move forward with the progression of the game. We'll go into that a little bit this weekend when we play the game. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification to see when we play live. So the bad guys you get are Ultron, Taskmaster, and Red Skull. And they all operate a little bit different in the way that you have to defeat them. So with Ultron, they all have this BAM ability, which is basically like an explosion, like, something bad's going to happen. He adds more bad guys. And then he has this overflow, which adds more bad guys, If you've ever seen Pandemic, where it starts spreading and spreading, that's exactly what this is. And once you can't put any more guys on these boards, so as long as, once this is filled, if it overflows, it goes to the next location. Once you can't fill up any more, that's game over. right? When all locations are full, you lose. Taskmaster is more about trying to stall you. He adds these crisis tokens all over the board that basically prevent you from being able to do things, clearing off the citizens or the villains unless those are removed. So you have to spend extra actions to get rid of them. And then Red Skull, his is basically the villainous plot where it just increases. So anytime a card tells you to, or anytime there's a BAM, you've got to move up this fear tracker. And if it gets to 20, then you lose. We've played against Red Skull twice. We won once and we lost once. This is the villain dashboard. It just kind of goes underneath of the villain. And then these are where the quest cards go for the villain. And as you unlock them, you get special abilities or special things you can do. So next, you get a bunch of these little tokens. I mean, there's tons of tokens. They are cardboard tokens. I can't remember if the Kickstarter had plastic upgrades, but here nor there, because you wouldn't be able to get them now anyways. But there you go. So you have your action tokens. These are nice. They're double-sided. You have a person, the civilian, and the criminal. And then these are your attack. And then these are move tokens. So some of the characters' cards will allow you to do that. And then you get the little purple skull token as well. What's weird is they only gave you 6 of these. I hope the expansions give you some more, because if you lose one of these, you won't be able to complete. You won't be able to have enough tokens to play the game. So next are the cards. So each one of the heroes gets a deck of cards. So there is Venom, Iron Man, there's Ant-Man. I love the Ant-Man mini. I'll show you guys the Ant-Man mini. You have Captain America. I'm going to put him up here on the top. The red and red is kind of confusing to me if I had to sort these out later. And Hulk. And then you have Black Widow. For some reason, her cards are in here backwards. So there's Black Widow. And then you have Captain Marvel. That is the base characters that come in the set. So the way the characters move and the way the game progresses is with these cards. So you basically use this card to advance forward. This is a wild card. And then this one is action cards. This is another wild. This is her attack card. And then, of course, she has this special attack that only she can use. Now, the reason I say only she can use is when you're playing the game, you as a character get to use the moves or the card items, abilities of the previous player, as well as your card. So they kind of add together. So if you played this, and then say, you can't both be Captain Marvel, but then say you played this, you'd get 1 attack plus 1 wild card. That's what you could do on your turn. And then the next time, because this is what I played, then the next person would be able to get 2 wilds, 3 wilds on their turn. So that's how the cards work. They all have those kinds of special cards or special abilities, which make them play a little bit different. Like Black Widow, for example, does her little spy stuff. She interrogates. You can look at the top card of the bad guy's deck and decide what you want to do with it. Hulk is all about smashing, so he deals damage to everything. But they all have their own special function that they can play. Like here, there's not even an ability on that card. It's just him. So you play this, you're not even helping your compatriots, your teammates out. And this is a cooperative game. There's in no way, shape, or form, it's not one of those. Some cooperative games are cooperative, and then at the very end, there's still a winner. This doesn't have that. You either win or lose as a team, the way it should be. I forgot these tokens were down there. This is where I put them. These are the villain's hit point tokens. That's all these are. They're just 4 hit points. And then for your villains, you have, of course, Red Skull. And then he has his threats. And then you have Ultron, his threats. And then, of course, there's Taskmaster, his threats. And then challenges and what happens when you clear the different threats. So we'll go through these real quickly. So what the threats are is they go on the bottom of each location. So for example here, this is a mission. If you clear this out, you get one of those little purple skulls to finish the threats mission. You need to use 3 actions to be able to complete this mission. And they all change, and they may make a negative. So for example, here it says each civilian in this location requires 1 extra action to be cleared. Red Skull, for example, also has henchmen. So he has Bob, Agent of Hydra. I'm really hoping they have a Deadpool, and somehow you could get Bob to join your team. Like maybe that's a Deadpool ability. You got Madam Hydra, and you should have, where's Crossbones? Crossbones, there he is. There's Crossbones, and you have Crossbones. So those are the mission cards that you have to complete. You have to complete 4 of them to unlock this quest, which then, based on this board, you'll be able to get the first item, because everything moves over. So say we unlocked here, everything slides over, so you're really just unlocking this first one, second one, third one. Rescue civilians, you have to rescue 9 civilians, that's another quest. And then defeat thugs, you have to defeat 9 thugs to be able to do that. Now these challenge cards, we've not tried this because again, we haven't beaten the game every single time yet. But what you do is, to make it more challenging, you can remove one of those wild cards. So you remove one, you remove the 2 wild card, or you remove both. So that does 2 things. One, it makes it more difficult because wild cards sometimes are what's going to help you win the game. But also, your deck is now smaller. And if you run out of cards, you lose the game. So the last thing, and probably the most important thing, and honestly is what drew me to this and what's been drawing me to a lot of games, is I'm liking minis. I mentioned I watched a lot of painting videos and stuff like that. I love to paint models and stuff as a kid. Haven't gotten into it. You guys, of course, have seen where I have built the Pokemon models. So this is right up my alley. So I'm going to try to paint these. We'll see how that goes. I have a separate Instagram that I'll let you guys know about where you can see them once they're painted. So here's the first one. It keeps focusing on the box. Let me get that box up. So there we go. So here is the first one. We got Black Widow here. They've done a really good job on these bases too. I mean, this is excellent detail for basically a $30 box with some minis. Now there is some cleanup, which is normal with most minis. You have to clean that kind of stuff up, but that's a very nice detailed mini. I should just move the box. I'm going to move the box. It keeps trying to focus on the box, so we're going to move the box. There, I dare you to focus on the box now. There we go. But yeah, they did, the steel girders, her batons. Really good job on the minis. Next, we have Iron Man, Abdi's favorite Avenger. So, got his little photon blast going on. And I like how they did this with the little bottom, like he's blasting off, so he's got his little jet boosters going there, his little footy foot jet boosters. So that's really cool. We have the first Avenger. There's Captain America. So it is in that chibi style, which does make it slightly easier to paint, I think, because you can go for a more clean, single color style if you had to. But same thing, lots of detail. You can even like the little etchings for his little waist thing. Another Marvel game, which is Marvel Crisis Protocol. There was a lot of people saying that this wasn't very detailed in that model. But you can tell here, that is very detailed. Should be easy. I say easy to paint. But there he is. There is the first Avenger. Same thing. So he's got a little. Okay, so he's next to a sidewalk. Got the little sewer grate there. And we got Hulk. Hulk smash. So there is some lines here. These can be cleaned up with some green stuff, they call it, or milliput, or I even saw one guy, he just used super glue. He just kind of let the super glue sit in there and it kind of sealed that up a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm really that worried about the cracks right now. I mean, these will be my first miniatures I paint. But same thing, he's got the broken up ground smashing through the concrete. Muscular boy there. That is our Hulk. We have Captain Marvel. So same thing. She's okay. Got a big sash. That's neat. How big they used her sash. Oh, that's very neat design. So they used her sash basically to hold her up. That is our Captain Marvel. And then so next is this is the exclusive in the Walmart box. So of course I like Spider-Man. I like Venom. I think he's a cool character. So I decided to get this box rather than heading over to Target to get theirs. But here we go. So very nice, the symbiote action they got going on here. This is a little flimsy, so that's not as stiff. as the rest, but the rest of the model, they're pretty stiff. I mean, the thinner parts are a little bit thinner and a little bendable, but I don't think that's going to cause a problem. Oh, okay. That's just the indent from the spider logo on the back. So he is a good guy in this game. He's not a bad guy. So this must be the Flash Thompson version from the comic books after he joined S.H.I.E.L.D. Actually, he was a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy for a while. And then here we go. We got little old Ant-Man. I think this is cool. A lot of people pointed this out too in the videos I watched. That's just so neat. They used a coin as a representation. So they used a quarter there as a representation for his size. I mean, he's the same size as all of them. They're all roughly the same size. They didn't really do a variant in sizes. So, you know, what else do you expect? You know, I guess I could make him itty bitty. I know in the, again, that Marvel Crisis Protocol, there are different sizes because he shrinks and Wasp shrinks down to a smaller. So here is our Ultron figure. So yeah, he's okay. That's kind of cool. So he's got like some breakup and little technology underneath of him, some wires and gizmos and gadgets, I guess. So I have to paint him up. Make him shiny silver, you know. He should be an easy one. You just do the whole thing in silver and then just dot a couple red dots on him, and you'll be in business. And then Taskmaster. So it's kind of like the way his mask is here, it just gives you a very creepy vibe. So the same thing, that same detail. It seems like the bad guys, they kind of got them like they're in some kind of maybe I was trying to say like their headquarters or something, because there's a lot of wires and things going around. He's got his shield to combat Captain America. My sword looks a little bent, but as flimsy as this is, probably can warm it up a little bit and probably straighten out. And then last but not least is the Red Skull, and I heard it drop. Where is it? There we go. So you get the Red Skull, and the way you track his progress, because remember we had that little track, is they do give you the cube. So this is the Tesseract cube, right? So they give the little cube there from the movies, and I don't remember if it was ever in the comics. If any of you guys watch comics, let me know down below. There you go. You got Red Skull in his jacket, and he's not in a building though. Oh no, he's got the same. He's got the wires and stuff under him too. That's kind of different. It's all the villains have that wire and cabling motif going on. But same thing, just very, very good, very detailed figures. Like I said, there are a lot more that were in the Kickstarter. There was Guardians of the Galaxies, Infinity Gauntlet, Black Panther, Spider-Man, and I feel I'm missing one. Sinister Six, I know. Two of them were exclusives. I think Infinity Gauntlet and Sinister Six were both exclusives, but the other ones, the Guardians of the Galaxy and the Spider-Man, those will be coming to retail as well. I don't know how much they're going to be. I mean, this is $30. I'm going to imagine those expansions are probably going to be about 15 to 20. I don't see them charging 30. If you look at another game that I just recently bought, we'll have coming in, I'll open it for you, is the Disney Villainous boxes. The main set is 40, but then each of the expansions are about 20 to 25. So I see this being about the same. I see it being about maybe $5 to $10 less than the core box. But there we go, guys. That is our first unboxing of a board game. I hope you guys liked that video. If you do, make sure to hit that subscribe button with the bell notification to know when me and Audrey start playing these live on Saturdays. Also, that way you can contribute in the voting process. So every week, we'll put up a vote of all the games we have, and you guys tell us what to play. But again, appreciate you guys for watching. Until next time, peace.